ẹ̀wọ̀n àwòrán yìí ẹ̀dídé agbára ìjìnlẹ̀ farahàn gbọ́ ohùn mi.
And one by one, the ambitious young tenants of 42 Victoria Island began to wither. Their businesses collapsed, their marriages cracked, and their futures bled dry, until nothing was left but empty shells and mounting rent. In the heart of Victoria Island, where the rich chase their dreams behind marble walls and infinity pools, something was feeding. Every morning, the landlord swept the compound, not to clean it, but to collect. He didn't sweep debt, he swept glory, he swept success, he swept destinies. They thought they were living the Lagos high life. They were actually living inside a trap, and the predator wore a smile and carried a broom. Stay with me, because this story goes places. Welcome to Think of Kwesh. Subscribe if you are new. Drop a comment telling me where you are watching from. Now sit back, because this one is going to make you feel things. The luxury apartment building at 42 Victoria Island stood as a monument to success, its marble facade gleaming under the Lagos sun. To the casual observer, it was a gateway to the high life. To the tenants, it was a slow-motion car crash. Mr. Adebayo, the landlord, was a man who moved with the grace of a predator draped in expensive silk. He had a peculiar habit. Every morning, at the crack of dawn, he would sweep. He would start from the far end of the compound and sweep all the way to his own front door, gathering every speck of dust from the tenants' entrances into his own. Everyone thought he was just a fastidious old man keeping his compound clean. They were wrong. He was siphoning their light. Kunle, a young tech entrepreneur, had moved in with dreams of building an empire. But within months, the fire in him began to dim. His business stalled. His finances became a tangled mess of missed deadlines and bad luck. The tension at home peaked until his wife Folake packed her bags. "Your energy has changed, Kunle," she had whispered, eyes wet with tears. "I don't even recognize you anymore. I feel like I'm becoming a shadow." She was right. Every tenant in the building was slowly fading. Once vibrant CEOs were now draining their savings just to keep up appearances, eventually retreating in shame to their family houses on the mainland. Desperate and unable to pay the astronomical rent, Kunle finally fled, moving his mother's humble home to avoid the embarrassment of eviction. But the moment Kunle crossed the threshold of his mother's house, the air shifted. The suffocating weight that had pressed against his chest for months vanished. Within a week, his phone started ringing. A dormant business deal reactivated. 2 major firms called him for interviews. It was as if the ceiling of his life had been ripped off. He realized then that the building wasn't just a place to live. It was a parasite. Kunle returned to 42 Victoria Island, not as a tenant, but as a hunter. He bypassed the elevators and went straight to the basement. There, he found Adebayo surrounded by the remnants of his tenants' lives, photographs, business cards, and strands of hair pinned to the foundation walls. The landlord was whispering into the plaster, his eyes glowing with a dark, borrowed vitality. "You are not a landlord," Kunle's voice echoed in the cold concrete chamber. "You are a thief." Adebayo turned, his facade of charm crumbling into a snarl. Kunle shoved him aside and smashed the central altar of candles and trinkets against the floor. The building groaned. A deep, seismic shiver ripped through the structure. The heavy, oppressive atmosphere evaporated, replaced by the smell of stagnant dust. When the other tenants arrived, they didn't find a prestigious landlord. They found a withered, cursing old man being led away in handcuffs. The building no longer looked luxurious. It looked tired, stripped of its stolen majesty. Kunle stood on the curb, his phone buzzing with a notification for a new contract. He watched the chaos with a steady gaze. He had lost a year to the shadows, but he had gained a priceless lesson. Never hand the keys to your destiny to someone else. Folake stood nearby, sensing the change in the air. The weight was gone. The road ahead was finally theirs to walk. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button. Have you ever felt like your environment was draining your glory? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more.